The applause hit me before the words did. Under the chandelier, my mother lifted a stack of documents and said, almost proud, "We're giving them our home." The room burst. My sister cried. My father beamed. I gripped a glass that suddenly weighed too much. No one looked at me. No one remembered who had kept that roof standing for 5 years. Breathe, smile, stay still, I told myself. When my mother lowered those papers, something in me shifted, quiet, sharp, and it didn't go back. I used to think helping my parents was just what daughters did, duty in the hum of days. 5 years ago, when my father's hours were cut and my mother's hands stiffened so badly she could barely turn a key, the mortgage slipped from their grip. I didn't hesitate. I opened my laptop, logged into my bank, and set a transfer to run every month. The first payment felt heavy, the second felt necessary. By the 6th, it was a drone, constant, unnoticed, always there. Every 30 days, my phone buzzed, payment processed, and the house stayed quiet because I kept it that way. My mother sometimes said we were lucky nothing had fallen apart. I nodded, not reminding her that luck had a name and a routing number. Long before the money, the pattern had set. At my college graduation, my parents handed me a card. $50 and a soft, "We're proud, Lena." 2 years later, when Maya graduated, there were speakers, a cake, relatives across the grass, and at the end, a pair of keys. "Your car's in the driveway," my father said. Everyone cheered. I clapped, pretending the difference didn't lodge inside me like a stone. 2 months after the wedding, the world seemed quiet again. I almost convinced myself the announcement was a bruise I could shelve. Then Maya texted, "Dinner, casual, just us." Ethan and I pulled up to her house, their house now. Through the window, my mother adjusted cream curtains where the blue ones used to hang. Maya's voice floated from the kitchen as if the deed had carried her across a threshold she'd always expected. The table was set. Pot roast, warm rolls, a game whispering from the next room. My father clapped Ethan's shoulder. He smiled at me. We ate through small talk. Honeymoon stories, paint swatches, yard plans. She described a fire pit, hands sketching sparks. My mother watched her the way people watch sunrise. After plates cleared, my mother folded her hands and glanced at my father. "We wanted to talk," she began, gentle and rehearsed. "Since the house is theirs now, your father and I need somewhere peaceful." My father nodded. "We've decided to move into your lake place." I set my fork down, aligned with the plate's rim. "No," my mother blinked. "What?" "You're not moving into my house." Silence gathered like weather. Ethan's knee brushed mine. Maya stared at her napkin. I stood. "Enjoy your evening." The chair stayed behind, perfectly empty. The drive home was wordless. Inside, I hung my coat, washed my face, and sat at the desk. Contacts, select, block. Then the security app. New passcode, 2-step, stricter alerts. I removed their access. I zipped a folder of 5 years of receipts. Evidence not for them, but for me. Ethan leaned on the doorframe. "Talk?" he asked. "Not yet," I said, feeling steadiness arrive. The call came on a Wednesday, halfway through a meeting. An unfamiliar number, then a second buzz. I stepped into the hall. "This is the police, your property by the lake. 2 individuals claim to be your parents." The wall cooled my back. "They don't have permission," I said. "Understood. Would you like to come?" "I'm on my way." Ethan was up before I finished speaking. The drive unspooled under gray sky. At the gravel turn, a cruiser waited. My parents sat on the steps with 3 suitcases. My mother brightened. "Tell them it's fine," she said. "Tell them we can stay." The officer asked, "Ma'am, are these your parents?" "Yes, and they cannot remain." My mother's face collapsed. "Lena, don't do this. We have nowhere." "You had a home," I said. "You gave it away." My father bristled. "We used the key you gave us. That key was for emergencies, not moving in." "We can escort them off the property," the officer said, "if you'd like to press charges." I shook my head. "No charges, but they must leave." The locksmith arrived. New locks, new codes. When the cruiser pulled out, dust settled. I locked the door. The click was clean. Morning felt lighter. Coffee, sunrise. Later, my cousin called. Maya refused to take them. They were renting an apartment by Ring Road. My mother picked up shifts. That evening, a voicemail waited, her voice small, asking for a conversation. I let it rest. I opened the rental listing for the lake house and pressed publish. Quiet held now. Boundaries aren't punishment. They are the contour of self. Mine, at last, had a door that closed and opened when I chose.